Hello there, our dear viewers. It is I, Iris, with my dear friend and
Jose,
partner. Who are you, sir?
I'm Jose.
Yeah, with the
So
Iris and Jose project, deep into the shallows. Does it bother you when I say it like that, Jose? Oh, it's all right. I
I think
like
it's
saying
funny. I think it adds character. I
it.
think it's
Yes.
to the character that we both have and we both share. And I'll admit, I feel like you're more open and outward with your personality, which is really something I love about you.
Oh,
Me,
thank you.
I'm something you need to crack a little bit, like one of those shells,
Okay, so you're growing
I guess a peanut shell.
into your freeness, like you want to be as free as this. Okay, you will get there then. If you aspire to showing your humor, like when it's just me and you and Steve and Laura and Gabriel and whoever else is hanging around us. Well, good. I'm glad you're okay with me kind of goofing it up sometimes and making voices. Welcome to Deep into the Shallows, 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 where we observe without judgment human interactions, social dynamics in the shallows, where all our interactions happen. We don't go deep with social interactions most of the time. It's just surface. It's that mask we wear, not ever revealing our true self. Sometimes hey, what you see is what you get, right? Yeah, my true self. I put it out there. Anyway, you'll never see my true insecure side. Let's put it that way. So, yes, but we go deep without judgment, looking at human behaviors. And so today, Jose, our topic is
Well, today we're going to talk about the ABCs of friendship. So now let's think about that. ABCs. It's funny when we're thinking about this you know, episode.
yes.
I was wondering, I wonder if my dad would want to shout out because he always told me, always remember your ABCs. And I was like,
Aw.
what does that mean? And he was like, always be cool. But we came up with our own list of ABCs of friendships. And I guess before we start off, one question I would have is obviously we've all been bad friends before. We've done something wrong. We done one of our friends wrong for whatever reason. Could have been jealousy, could have been, just bad luck or bad communication. But Iris, when was the last time you were a bad friend? When did that happen to you?
Well, let's back up the truck because in order to be a bad friend, you have to know what it looks like to be a good friend. And I think that's what the issue was with me. We've talked about it. It's very much woven into these other social dynamics that we talked about before: shame, guilt. We talked about gossip, all these things that are kind of like social taboo and social issues. And of course, cliques are a dynamic of friendship. As far as clubs, that's also a dynamic of these associations that we may build friendships from. And then of course cults, which are very dangerous friends and liaisons. And so when have I've had serious moments. You saw me pointing to myself. I know that's why you asked me, because I have seriously, no, I judge myself very, very harshly and know that I have been like a not good friend. And many examples I could give you, but they're very personal. If anyone ever saw these things, they're like, hey, you talked about me. And it's like, no, I didn't mean to. So if I do share something, it will probably be like, let me give you an example of girl A and girl B, and one of the girls is going to be me. So, but what does it mean to be a bad friend too? I mean, you may offend someone by saying, hey, you're my friend and I want to tell you this because you are like your sweaters are too tight. I don't know, something, and I care about you and I love you and I want you, and then like, oh my God, how rude. A real friend wouldn't be so rude to me. So it depends on, there's two parts to that. Like, you might think I'm a bad friend, but I'm just telling you, hey, yo, like, not trying to slut shame anybody, but your sweaters are too tight, right? So that's what I think. It's like it's going to depend on the other side too. You know, let's say that I am your friend and I tell you that we're going to be meeting at 2:30, and then all of a sudden I text you and say, "Oh, let's push it back to three. No, 3:15. No, let's cancel." And then like let's all of a sudden hop on the computer right now. Let's meet now without any regard to you and all the things that you have to do. Wouldn't that be a bad friend?
It depends on the situation, I would say.
Okay. All right. So
But
how about you? I mean, what's your perspective on good friend, bad friend?
um, I want to say one time I was a bad friend was when I lied to someone. I hurt them, or and I could have been honest, like, hey, you hurt me in this situation by, not showing up to our little. I think we're gonna try to watch a movie or something, or we're just trying to go eat somewhere to catch up. I felt like we didn't, or he didn't communicate, the fact that he couldn't go because he seemed like he was all for it, like he was down to go. And then the day of, he's like, I can't go, I can't make it. Sorry.
Wow.
You don't make the drive over here still. And it was sad because I almost did make the drive. I kind of went halfway.
You were
And
already on your way.
I was going to Georgetown, I think, to hang out with a friend just to catch up. And I felt a little angry. At that point, he was being the bad friend, not me.
Yeah, I was like,
But
you're not the bad friend in this situation unless there's more to this story.
there might be more to the story. I mean, I could have been
It
honest,
doesn't end in murder, does it?
but maybe I put a lot of pressure on him to hang out with me. I could have been honest and said, you know what, today I am busy. I don't need to go. I could see you some other time. And so at that point, it's like when you could be honest yourself and say, do I really want to make time for this? Does this friendship really, have value in my life anymore? Something like that.
My.
I could have been honest with him because I haven't hung out with him in years.
Okay.
Still think he's a good guy. It's just maybe we're on different paths.
I think when it comes to friends, like a true friend, it's not going to matter how long you have been apart. Like when it happens, it's not forced. You
Mhm.
don't put pressure on somebody like, come on, it's been a month. We got to go do our thing. Let's go have wings at Dave and Buster's and go play Dance Dance Revolution, if that's even a game anymore. And so, that sort of thing where there's a lot of pressure that, that's a different kind of friend dynamic, and we're going to get into what it takes to make a good friend. But I think intuitively we know when we're being a bad friend or a good friend. So if I was a bad friend, then I would make, light of a friend behind their back, or I would gossip about them behind their back, or something like that. Do you want to start with the ABCs?
Yeah.
Because my internet is unstable.
Yeah, let's start. Yeah, I see that. Um, let's start with the one you have because I actually do agree with this one now that I've seen it, and it's authenticity. So being genuine and true to oneself encourages others to do the same, fostering a deeper connection. And I think that's true. And I think we both do a decent job at this, at least with each other and with other people that we get along with. We do show our true selves, and we do try to encourage others to be open, or just let their personality show and not to be afraid to show their personality.
I think that's a good attribute of friendship to start out our alphabet. Like A, authenticity. And it's true. You want to show who you are, because all too often when I first, got into school and stuff, it's tough to show people who you really are, and so you try and fit in. That is what you do when you're in elementary, junior high, high school, and especially high school, is you always trying to fit in. And I think we get to this place when we're older to where, like, I don't need to not be me anymore. if people are going to accept me, they're going to accept me. So authenticity is really important and it's very rare. But when you can find your true authentic self, because that starts from within. And
Mhm.
in fact, there's a commercial that comes out on TV. This little schoolgirl's all sitting on a bench and they're all nice and neat. And then another little girl comes out of the school and her hair is all messed up and she's got her art project and her things are all in disarray, but she's being herself, and you see these other little girls sitting there thinking, am I really being myself? And I think that's where, you know, I really love to see kids being genuinely themselves without and feeling like they don't care if people judge them. I love that. And so that authenticity is really important. And I think what happens there too is that we need to help kids and individuals grow in not worrying what other people think. Be you.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Because yeah, like when we talked about the whole cliques, clubs, and I forgot what the other C was, but
Cults.
oh, yeah, you're not. Sometimes you can't really be your authentic self. You have to, shape yourself. You have to shape your personality to that group.
True.
Try to have the same likes no matter what you're actually interested in. It's like this is what we're interested in. Like you can't change your mind.
Right. All
And
right. So in our alphabet, what's next?
in our alphabet, the next letter you have put is build trust. So that one the definition I guess would be a foundation of trust allows friends to be open and vulnerable with each other. And I like that. You
Right.
do have trust.
B, build trust. And how do you do that? How do you build trust? You don't gossip, right? One of the dynamics that we talked about, people, like if they're not around, remember, like, hey, I don't like to talk about people when they're not around, so they can, or be the person that that really talks up. If you're a real friend, like you're going to talk about how great they are when they're not around. And when you're around others, you're going to say, you know what? Jose is awesome. You guys, you wouldn't believe how funny that guy is and how smart he is and what a great teacher he is. See, you talk people up, right? Looking at all the good things. And then also, of course, catching them, trust fall. You've got to be there when somebody is, not at their best. When your friend is at your not at their best. You're like just like, hey, are you okay? Like if you text somebody, are you okay? That's a way of showing like, hey, uh, I care about you and I'm here if you need me. Right? Right. I don't know. What do you think about trust? How it's built? It's very easily broken though.
Very easily broken, yes. So building trust, yeah, you kind of have to be there with for them sometimes. You have to know that, okay, maybe like this situation I can't really fully understand, but I'm gonna be here. Like if and sometimes, being present with them helps them like build that trust. It's like, oh wow, they're willing to just hang out with me for a little bit and like they're not even saying anything. They're just still there knowing and showing that, whatever I'm going through, they will be here with me is pretty nice. And I remember doing that for one friend. He had a bad argument with someone, and I was like, "Hey, I really don't have anything to do, so if you want and you're okay with it, I'll just be right here, right by your side. And if you
Oh,
want to
that's
talk about it,
awesome.
I'll listen. And if not, I mean, I'll just still be here chilling. Like you do not have to talk about anything."
That's very nice. Like you don't need the deets. You don't need all the deets. Just know that I'm here for you. See, that's what
Exactly.
a true friend does. It's like you hear that something happened and you call and say, "Hey, look, you don't even need to tell me all the stuff. I heard something's going down. Just want to let you know that I'm here. If you just want to go and get a coffee or just hang out, or if you just need to vent, I'm here. Just know I'm here for you." Which is really good. It's nice to have somebody who's not going to want all the because there are those friends who might find out that something's going on and call it, "Hey, I heard XYZ thing. What
Hmm.
happened? But what happened? Give me every gory detail." And you
Exactly.
wonder, like, why do you need to know every little thing, about it? Um, that's not what a friend does. They don't want to know all the because it gives the impression if you want to know all the stuff like what happened, what is it, what happened. It's like on Facebook when people overshare or they're like, like please pray for me, no questions, and then somebody's like, tell me what happened. You're like, well, gosh, please. Anyway, that's a whole different thing, but yeah, it's trust, right? Are we still on trust?
Yeah. Uh,
Yeah, you trust somebody with you would trust them, like with your secrets or whatever, but there's no need to share them. Or, they're just there for you and they've never let you down. That's trust, right?
that's, yeah.
All right. What's next, Jose? What you got? C.
You have communication. So effective communication fosters understanding and helps resolve conflicts, which is really true. Because it kind of, to me, it kind of ties with build trust. Because when you're communicating, you're being honest. So you have to have that trustworthiness conversation, and you're trying to, you know, put yourself out there, put your feelings out there, and let the other person know this is how I feel, this is how we should work things out. And hopefully that communication is reciprocated, but sometimes there might be some, stalemates in the conversation.
Sure.
But that's still important to,
Work through it, right? Yeah. Well, I'm telling you this because it happens to me a lot that communication does not have to be spoken language. And I'll tell you, that happens with me and Laura, when we're going somewhere and all I have to do is shoot her a look. And I think that happens between you and I at conferences too. It's like you just get this sort of look like shock and awe, or like, something may be going on and you're like, what? You communication is bigger than just words, the words that you say. It's, you're communicating. You have a connection with people that are your friends that sometimes move beyond words. Because I know that my sister and I are really. When we were younger, we were very good friends. We'd go to conferences together. We'd do everything, and she had to do was look at me, and I would like start laughing like crazy. It was insane, and I would know exactly what it is that she meant, you know. So, and that was really tough because we couldn't sit together. It was too much. People were like, "I'm gonna have to split y'all up." You know how that happens. Um, but yeah, communication it means so much more with friends beyond just the words because your body language speaks, your tone is different when you're with friends because you're speaking with care and you're communicating with care.
yeah.
I hope that makes sense.
It does make sense. And I feel that 100%. I remember seeing y'all, like you and your sister, and I remember people just seeing me like walking around everywhere and they would think, "Oh, this guy's just really quiet or whatnot, or just very shy, very awkward." Whatever. I don't really care. But when I saw y'all, I just opened up. I was like, "Oh my goodness, how are y'all doing?" And I was very surprised that you were there, but I mean, I was glad to see you because we talked a little bit and I'm more of a hugging person if I know you. If I don't know you, I'm possibly not even gonna shake your hand. I'm just gonna wave like this.
You're
But
not dismissive, not to say you like snub anyone.
yeah, but I just opened up so much more, like seeing the people I know and enjoy talking to. It's nice to have that type of communication, like you're saying, because there's some people that I just looked at and I like smiled at them and they smiled at me and that's all I needed from them.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it makes conference attending, when you go into these meetings, these state meetings and stuff like that, so much more enjoyable. It's like old home week. That's what we used to call it. Like, oh yeah, the Fall Institute, and then Cayley Conference, and now with these other symposiums and all these other meetings and stuff, with digital literacy, tech integration, and just seeing friends and meeting up and that sort of thing. It's really nice. And again, when it's someone that you have that connection with, it doesn't matter how long you've been away from each other. Once you see each other again, it's like you pick up right where you left off. That communication is always there. All right, do we have time for one more? 'Cause we have a list of several. You know that sound means Wait a minute. I don't know how long I put it for, but that's okay. We got a little bit of time left still. Um,
To letter D, which is
okay.
dependability. And I think, well, the definition we got is the being dependable and keeping promises builds confidence in the relationship. And a good case for that is today. I know you joked about it a little bit about the time and
Yes.
communication and whatever, but I know that we depend on each other when it comes to this podcast
Yes.
and project, and we hope to share our awareness and our understanding of the social dynamics. But we are slowly growing into this partnership, and I think we are depending on each other, and we know that our schedules could be busy. We have different personal lives. You're married, I'm not. And so we're slowly working on things we want for our families or for our future. And just to know that I can depend on you, I know you would tell me, like, hey, Jose, we can't do it today, or Jose, we can get one done. I'm like, okay, let's do it,
Let's do one
or
video.
let's rest.
Let's not disappoint our millions of followers that are hitting like and
Yeah.
subscribe right at this very moment. Hey, well, even if we're here for the and my internet's stable again, unstable again, Jose, but if we're here for just a few people like and are able to give a little bit of information just to help somebody that may need what to hear us, like you're not alone wondering what makes a good friend, you're not alone wondering why do people gossip, you're not alone if you're wondering what is shame and why do people do that to each other, and once you name something you begin to negate it, and helping people grow as a society to be better humans on this walk, because that's all we can hope for, to make this place a heaven on earth, right? And so if that's what we can help people depend on us for, then that would be our goal met, right? Anybody, even one person, like being there for them, dependability. I think you're always there when somebody needs help putting like when we go to the mountain every year, my husband and I, and we help people, put up their tent or stake out their spot or, whatever it is that they need help with, uh, taking their trash down to the ranger station or to the dumpster or going to get them water, that hopefully will mean that people are going to say, man, those two, they're really dependable. We can depend on them.
Yeah,
So we have a few more, one, two, three, four, five, six, that we'll probably have to save for part two.
exactly.
But this has really been, I just love the idea of talking about friendship. What makes a good friendship? A, authenticity. B, build trust. C, communication. That's strong any relationship, communication. And dependability. That's a good start. Already, if you can master these things, then you will be an amazing friend. And I remember when my kids were in school and my daughter, my oldest, she's like, what if nobody wants to be my friend? I said, people will be your friend if they're meant to be your friend. And if you want somebody as a friend and they don't want to be a friend, say, too bad, because I make a great friend. And so that's what I told her to tell people if they ever didn't want to be friends with her. I said, that's too bad for you, because I make a great friend. And so Jose, that's what you need to keep in mind too, man. Too bad. I make a good friend. I'm sure you've got a lot of friends. I'm sure you do. But to all of you people who did not want to be friends with me, sucks to be you. Too bad. I make a great friend. I'm kidding. Oh my God. What a terrible way to end off our series. But be sure to watch again next time for the second part of the ABCs.
Mhm.
Here, deep in the shallows where social dynamics, all the social interactions happen. That's where those things happen in that sort of non-depth. We meet people, we greet people, we say hello. We're out there. You're maybe shopping somewhere, and you're in that shallow social area because you're not going to befriend everyone that you run across unless you're my aunt and you talk to everyone and everyone's like a friend you haven't met. It's so dangerous. Anyway, Jose, This has been really good. I've enjoyed talking about friendship and I look forward to part two.
Exactly. Me too. And for our listeners, our many, many listeners, please leave a comment and let us know what your ABCs of friendship are.
Yes, that's right. Like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. So that's a good one, Jose. All right.